Who are you?
I'm Matt. I'm kind of new to IMC, so Kevin had not seen me before, so I did a little introduction the other day.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
Anyway, we are now joined by our race winner, Kevin Harvick, winner of the AAA 400 Drive for Autism here at Dover International Speedway. Kevin, obviously a great battle towards the end of that race with Clint. You guys battled throughout the entire day. What's going through your mind when you're battling a teammate like that? And talk us a little bit through how you got past him.
Yeah, I'm thinking, oh, my gosh, I've talked so much trash to him all weekend, and he's already told me the karma train is going to run me over when it started raining. But we had a fun weekend just because, you know, when you come to Dover, I feel like Clint is one of the people that you're going to have to beat just because of the fact that he's been so good for so many years here. So, you know, to be able to race with Clint for a win and, you know, is for me, like I told him, I said, if I'm not going to win this race today, I said, you need to win this race. So get up there and go after it, because at that point we didn't know what was going to go after happen during the pit stop. But to be able to race with him is a lot of fun, and I'd much rather keep it within the house, you know, than racing with somebody else. But it was fun with Clint, and had a really good battle there with Brad for about 50 laps at the end of the second stage, and we went back and forth and finally were able to get by him. But that was a lot of fun.
All right, we'll open things up to the floor here. Any questions for Kevin? We'll start with Jessica.
Jessica Repp of NASCAR.com. Kevin, you mentioned in Victory Lane that with the Miles the Monster trophy, you said, hey, Keelan, don't break the arm off this one. Did he break the arm off the last one?
He did, yeah. So Miles is pretty popular, as you can imagine, with the kids, and so we took the first one that we won. We took it home and put it in his playroom, and I said, you can keep it in your playroom. So first day I came home and he had the arm broken half off of the thing. So you know, when I talked to him after the race, he said, Dad, you bringing that trophy home? I said, I'm bringing it home, but do not break the arm off of this one. So I have no idea how he broke it, but it is hollow. So he must have landed on it or hit something with it.
Where are you going to put this one so he doesn't break it?
I'm sorry?
Where are you going to put this one so he doesn't break it?
Oh, he can break it. It's fine. Yeah. We'll put it in the same spot. We'll put it in the same spot in the playroom for a while. We'll have to go hose it off first because it smells like beer. So it's always strange trying to explain to people why his playroom smells like beer. So we'll yeah. But no, we'll clean it up and put it in his playroom. So we glued the other one back together. It's fine.
All right. Any more questions in the back? Oh, we'll go to Bob up here in the front.
Bob Hawkers, ESPN. The TV commentators were saying they felt you were kind of the team to beat from that first run in practice on Friday. Did you have a similar feeling? And if you did, what's it like to kind of have that feeling and kind of come through and win a race?
It's actually a lot harder, believe it or not, because you don't want to screw it up. You know, I felt like we had a really good car from the time we unloaded, and I think you could tell that from where we qualified. That's usually not my strong point, qualifying up here, and to be able to qualify on the front row. And we had just 3 great practices, and everything just kind of fell into place. And when they dropped the green flag, it was definitely still good. So it was just one of those weekends where the car was spot on from the time we got here, and the guys are just doing a great job. Everybody is just so detail oriented right now, and I feel like we're playoff racing on a weekly basis, and if you're going to win a bunch of races, that's what you have to do.
Go up here in the front.
Kevin, obviously everybody looking at the weather forecast considering the past weekend, did you view really that break, that 40-minute break, as more of a help or a hindrance or really a momentum shift at any point?
Yeah, you never really know how it's going to go after they blow the whole racetrack off and there's no rubber on the racetrack anymore. And you know, for me, when we dropped the green flag, we got to about lap 12 was just, for whatever reason, it was the button on my car, and it would really allow me to start opening the racetrack up and move around the racetrack. And I could tell that Clint was loose. My car was at that particular point really good. And I wanted to move up the racetrack and try to put as much pressure on him as I could, because I felt like the more rubber that got on the racetrack, the less the front was going to turn through the center of the corner. At that particular time, it was turning really good, and I'd keep the power down, and I could see that he was loose. So we wound up being a lot looser than we were the whole race, the last run, but it sounded like the whole field was. So, it worked out fine, and we were able to manage the car and take advantage of the first 15 or 20 laps there to get the lead.
And we'll go to Hembry next. In the back row.
Mike Hembry, USA Today. Kevin, nobody watching this race would have guessed it took you 30 times to win here. Was that streak more about the cars you didn't have, or the circumstances, or what?
No, I mean we were always just not very good up here. And when I started at Stewart-Haas Racing, one of Rodney's main goals was to run good up here because he knew how much it frustrated me and felt like that we had a lot to draw from at that particular time with the having the partnership with Hendrick and the success that Stewart-Haas itself had up here. So from the very first day that we rolled in here in 2014, we ran well and have had chances to win pretty much every race since we've come up here. So I like driving here. We just never had the speed that it took at the beginning of my career to do what we've been doing over the last few years.
All right. Any more questions down here on the floor? And we'll go up to the box.
No questions.
All right. Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you,
Congrats.
guys.